Hey guys, so how's it going? Now, I understand that some of you had left some comments beneath one of my recent video uploads, and these comments were pertaining to the manufactured spike. Some of you wanted to know what it was, you've never heard of it, and that is actually a warranted question. Since from the time that I went ahead and shared the vision, since Yah had given me this vision, a very powerful vision, by the way, I went on to receive thousands of new subscribers, and that's why you guys are asking. Now, in this video, I intend to share it in detail so that you guys may be the wiser. Now, let's jump into it really quick. So in this experience, it started with me being in a plane with some other people whom I guess they represent, let's say, the secular world. I don't think they represent my brothers and sisters in Christ, because you guys are going to be the wiser. So I think they represent the ones who are going to be wrecked. So I'm in this plane with some other people. Now, the first thing that I want to highlight here was that it was very obvious, it was pretty clear, because even while I was in this experience, I noticed it immediately. Now, this plane was way too big for the amount of people that was in it. You see, it was a very huge plane, a jumbo jet, large, very huge plane. Just imagine that, guys. And there was just not that many people that was in this plane. And one would think, why would someone even, let the plane take off with that amount of people in it? Because, that would not be profitable at all for a size plane like that. And I'm thinking that that plane represents the cryptocurrency market. Why? Because I wasn't then, neither am I currently invested in the stock markets. So I'm thinking that this plane represents the cryptocurrency markets, and the people that are in it are the cryptocurrency investors. Okay, so we were all in this plane, and this plane was just cruising, at normal speed, just cruising at normal speed, going in a straight line. And so I was just noticing that. And then all of a sudden, guys, without warning and unexpectedly, the plane just took off from mid-air. Remember, it was still in the air. This plane was not on the ground. It was in the air. And something unusual occurred. This plane appeared to take off vertically from mid-air. Man, that was wild. And while that occurred, it also came to my understanding in the vision that it was the governments that did something that caused this plane to take off. That was clear to me. The sudden takeoff of the plane was caused somehow by something that the governments did. So that was clear to me. So while I was also in this plane, and then when it took off, everyone had their seatbelts on. You see, the people that were in this plane had their seatbelts on. And while it took off, man, I tell you, there was mass euphoria, guys, shared among everyone, even including myself, I should say. But more so these others that I saw in front of me. These people, they were sitting down and they had their seatbelts. Oh my goodness, they were in this state of euphoria. They were smiling, and they were enjoying this experience. However, the Spirit of the Lord led me to unbuckle my seatbelt, and I got up, and then He led me to the back of this plane. Now, because of the force and the power of how fast this plane was flying upwards in a almost vertical direction, guys, it caused the back doors to be blown off. The force of the inclination of the plane and the speed at which it was going caused the pressure to suck the back door off of the plane. Now, I positioned myself right beside the back door, and there was this metal bar that was in close proximity to the back door as well. I was led to hold on to that metal bar. And because of the plane flying so fast and powerfully and that vertically, it caused my feet to be blown off the ground inside of the plane. And so my feet was just flapping in the wind. And I had a knapsack bag on my back, which represented my crypto holdings, my crypto bags. And so I was just holding on literally for dear life, holding on for my life. And while it was going up, I'm telling you, it's going to be very tempting for you to let go. It was very tempting for me to let go because that situation right there was like, it was unprecedented. It was like nothing I've ever experienced. You see, it was overwhelming. That is the key word. It was overwhelming, but in a good way. And that represents the inclination of the plane rising up so powerfully. It represents the pumping that is coming. We've never seen that type of market pump ever, I don't believe. That will be unprecedented. And let me interject here for a second. Just recently as well, I saw in a vision, I don't know what coin it was, but it was a candle, and that candle was pumping nonstop. I know that I've mentioned it before. Many of you guys already know that nothing goes straight up. These coins, they pump and they have pullback, and then they pump and pull back. That is not what I saw just the other night. I think it was like 2 nights ago. I saw a candle, and this candle, I don't know what cryptocurrency it was, this candle would not pull back at all. It was just going up. It just went up, stopped, no pullback, and continued going up, stop again. I've never seen that. That is unprecedented. That will be something that we've never seen before. So this candle, I don't know, was it Lunk? I don't know. Was it XRP? I have absolutely no idea. But it's not the first time that I've seen something like that though. I've seen one before, but I saw a price with that one. And I don't know what coin that was as well. I saw a coin that got up from beneath 1 cent, and it pumped nonstop all the way up to $1.85. $1.85 from beneath 1 cent. And the coin wasn't shown to me. But anyhow, let's get back to it. So yeah, I had to hold on while this plane was, blasting off in an almost vertical line heading straight up. Now, it was my understanding that the plane, or let's say the pilot rather, was trying to clear this very huge mountain, a massive mountain. And at some point it came in my spirit that he was not going to make it. But not only that, it was very, very clear to me that the pilot, the one that was flying this plane, that he intended, man, this guy is completely, he has lost it. He is crazy. You see, that's what came to me. This guy intends to not only destroy himself, but everyone else that was in the plane. And like I said, the plane represents the cryptocurrency market in general. There is someone, or I don't know if it's a group of people perhaps, but in this experience, a plane can have more than one pilot. So I guess that could mean that there's a group of people, it's more than one person. These people that are flying this plane, guys, they intend to not only destroy themselves, they're going to destruction. Deliberately, consciously, they know exactly what they're doing, but they want to also destroy the ones that are in the plane as well, along with themselves. And I figured that out. The time that I figured that out, I thought that, you know what, it's time for me to get the heck out of this plane. You see, so I sensed that it was not going to clear that mountain, because what the pilot was doing made absolutely no sense at all. We saw this huge mountain, which we know that it was literally impossible for the plane to get over that mountain. That was clear to everyone in the plane. You see, that it was just not, but these people that had their seatbelts on, they were in such a state of euphoria that they weren't even, paying attention and making the calculation to know that, look, the plane will not make it over that mountain. Now, this mountain, I believe that it represents a specific number, a price point, which Bitcoin will most definitely not get beyond. It will fail. I've seen it, guys. It will fail, and that's what's going to cause the crash, because it's going to attempt to get over a certain number, but it's going to fail miserably. And after that, it's going to zero. But anyhow, so I positioned myself at the back door, and I could see through the back door, as we're getting closer to the side of this mountain, while this plane is now going vertical, and it's getting closer and closer to the sides of almost the top of this mountain. It's not the top, but near the top, and it's getting very close. Now, I waited until it get close enough where I believe that I can jump out, and I actually jumped out. Let me tell you something. Now, that was supernatural. When I jumped out, guys, I must have jumped out about, let's say, about 1 meter. About 1 meter, guys. You see, I jumped out and just landed on my feet. So I didn't feel any shock at all. I jumped out and I was perfectly fine. Didn't hurt myself. It was almost like jumping off your step, or at the back of your house. So I landed on my feet with my bags on my back. And that there means that you exit, you sell out of the coins that you had. Now, after I'd landed on my feet and I was safe and everything, guys, I watched this plane like it hit reverse. It could no longer go any higher. And then it fell back down on the side of this hill. And it was engulfed in a huge ball of fire, an explosion. And then it started rolling down this mountain. And then it rolled all the way down to the bottom of the hill. And everyone, it was pretty clear, everyone that was still in this plane, which was the cryptocurrency markets, every single one of them died. Obviously, they were unalived. They could not, it would be miraculous for them to survive that fall and that explosion and the fire and everything. So the plane rolled all the way down to the bottom, and then they all perished. Now, in the next day in the dream, I saw it on the news, everything that occurred, and I literally saw the faces of people. I saw some people that I even knew. Yes, guys, people that I recognized was on the gurney on the ground that they pulled out of the plane, and they were all unalived. And that there is all depicting the bloodbath that's going to come after the manufactured spike. What I was shown was the manufactured spike, manufactured because it was created. You see, it's that pump that is going to go up to at least $133,000. Now, that $133,000 price point, I was shown that in a different experience, but it complements this plane vision because they're both the same. They're speaking about the exact same thing. In that experience, the one about the 133,000, I saw Bitcoin got up suddenly in one candle. Now, I'm usually looking at my candles on my screen either on the daily or weekly time frame. And Yah showed me in the vision that I was doing the exact same thing as I would normally do in real life. I'm watching my charts. And I saw that Bitcoin got up and created a God candle, guys, which was one candle. And if this is to be played out as I saw it in the vision, that means that the manufactured spike, guys, would occur in either one day or 1 week, maximum 1 month. But it's either 1 day or a week, more likely, in my opinion. You see, or if anything, the longest it would be a month. That is if I'm to take what I saw in my vision literal. And it looked literal to me, guys. It's not impossible. So I saw one candle. I wasn't shown where it got up from. One thing is for sure, it wasn't from the ground. It wasn't from zero. This candle got up and I watched it pumped all the way up to $133,000. And after I saw that, I started telling some people that were around me that, look, this is it. This is the manufactured spike. And we all know what comes after the manufactured spike. And that is zero. It is the ultimate sign of Bitcoin going to zero. And when we're going to have that? We're going to have that after Bitcoin bottoms in this ongoing crash that we're in right now. It's going to bounce. It's going to bottom out somewhere that we've just learned recently from one of my recent uploads. It's going to bottom somewhere around the 20,000 area, potentially even down at 16,000, potentially, because that was its recent market cycle low. Now, afterwards, we're going to have that manufactured spike. And I'm telling you, the manufactured spike, I don't believe none of us have ever experienced anything like that because of the time that it's going to take to pump from those bottoms at around 20,000 up to 133. Now, the 133 is not necessarily the top of that move. The top could potentially go up to around 200,000. I don't know. No one knows where the tops or the bottoms of these moves are, guys. Yah only gives us ideas as it relates to the numbers whenever he gives it to us. So it could go higher. The 133 is just for us to know that after we see that, that is like a benchmark for us to know that at some point afterwards, zero is coming. So we can, position ourselves at the back door of the plane to get ready to jump out. You see, to sell out of your blue chips, because we're going to ride the blue chips. The blue chips are going to do phenomenal. They're going to be astounding, guys, in this manufactured spike that is coming up. You see, I can't even describe to you the feeling and the euphoria that's going to take place. And I'm going to share also coins like Shiba Inu, what we can expect from them in the manufactured spike in some other videos. You know, many of these coins, Theta, Shiba Inu, Lung, even the prophetic meme coins as well, they're going to pump some more, I believe. They're going to pump more, while I believe Bitcoin is either crashing down to 20,000 or consolidating at 20,000, which means going sideways at 20. Speaking of which, the way that this dream had started, the plane was just going straight in a at normal speed. You see, it was going straight, which could represent consolidation. I've never thought of that. You see, that it could represent Bitcoin consolidating, which means that it had crashed to some level and it was just consolidating, just going sideways. And then suddenly we had that manufactured spike. So that is it, guys. I hope now that many of you guys have gained some clarity as it relates to this manufactured spike. It's something that's coming up that is going to be caused by the governments. They're going to do something that's going to cause the markets, it's going to cause Bitcoin and the markets in general to become very bullish. I don't believe we've ever seen anything like that. But it's going to be nothing other than this massive pump and dump. Don't be like these others that I saw that had their seatbelts on the entire time, because they believe that we're going to continue to have the bull run into forever. That will be a big mistake, because the whole of these others, they're going to be wrecked. They're going to be completely wiped out. What you want to do is to use discernment. You wait, especially until you start to see the euphoria kicks in and people are getting excited. You position yourself at the back door of the plane, which means you get in position, you get ready to jump out, to sell out of your holdings, especially these blue chips, which at that time they would have pumped very, very high, guys. Don't get greedy. And at the same time, don't sell out before the time, because that was also highlighted to me as well. I had to hold on because it was going up so fast and so powerful that if you don't hold on tight, you could get sucked out of the markets. I could have gotten sucked out of the plane. I had to hold on really, really tight, guys, because like I said, even my feet was flapping. That's how powerful and vertical this plane was going, which represents the power and the speed of this pump that is coming. We've never seen anything like that. And the excitement and everything is just going to be wild. I'm telling you guys, I've saw it. Yah showed it to me beforehand so that I can warn you guys, so that when it comes, you're not, caught off guard and you won't make decisions out of your emotions, but rather out of logic, and that you'll be prepared beforehand. Because I've told you now for more than several times, guys, especially, but for you guys that are new, it's the first time you're hearing about it. But I've been speaking about it many times, guys. We have to all be prepared for it. Now, that's it for this video. You guys do with this information what you will. You guys take very good care of yourselves. Peace, shalom. Until next time.